5 is here. Things are crazy. We're almost through. Our first day.
Last match of the day.
Let's
Let's see if it's going to be a good one or a terrible one.
Let's see if Endpoint or result.
Hopefully it's a
comes out
shit show
victorious.
that's close.
Yeah.
More fun that way. Very sloppy. There's going to be some good goals, some bad goals, some horrendous goals. Some what the actual.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I can see that happening.
I know. What
Yeah,
a dream.
good. I wouldn't say
Endpoint team
happening.
that we originally started off with.
Would have been like the
overacting dreams
Essendon
in, oh my gosh,
GWS game
the
where it was just horrendous football, horrendous
2
kicking.
years ago, back on
So
the
many
Endpoint
turnovers
days,
and
we've done a lot of
Stephen
work
May
on
doing what he
results,
did
so these
best.
are both of our, like,
Yeah.
English-owned
Yeah.
teams, that are
Do you
going
actually
out
watch
to
the
play.
footy or not?
Both orgs
Nope,
very, very
not
friendly,
at all.
but regardless, this match is
Bruh.
going to be
Scotland
bloodshed
North footy?
because this is going to be
Really?
deciding
I don't watch
Football,
who
sports.
wins the top 8, who stands a chance at the major, and also
Besides
who goes
hockey
home
and the
completely
Olympics. Besides
slashes
that, I
their
don't watch
chance of that
anything.
major on the
Okay.
home soil as well for
That's
most of
fair
the
enough.
players. Just completely
Unlike me,
smithereens.
I don't watch TV
Precisely, this is
whatsoever
the one
unless
that
it's
these
sport.
players will want
I
to
don't.
come
Yeah,
to.
I don't
Such
watch
English
TV at all
blood
either.
in this lobby behind the scenes
Yeah, I'm
right
just on
now.
YouTube
They'll be
half the
desperate
time.
to make it to
Yeah,
London. A lot of these
exactly.
players will
Unless
watch
it's like a
London
really good
Olympics
movie that
before.
came
Will they be able to
out
get
in
there? I've got my eye
movies
on that player right there,
and
Cash.
then
Niles,
like
who I think is
is
fantastic
now
player.
on
Oh,
Netflix.
Cash!
Capable of the brilliance.
Sending it down in the Mackie as well. 40 seconds in
Why
as well.
is he in the
Goes
Ford
up high,
Mustang
fakes out to the
Mach-E?
backboard, takes it low, does get held in
Because
on his way
he
by
is.
Matane.
I mean, I don't
Regardless,
know.
they
He's
all
been in
count
it
as
for
one,
ages.
and that is resolved
Since,
with
like before he was on Moist, he was using
Now
it.
we have these two teams
Yeah,
who
that's
I would
fair.
say it's about par. They're making it.
So
at
you were
least
here
this
when he
far,
was on
but making it
Quadrant.
to the top 8.
Yeah.
Such a huge opportunity at the
Yeah.
start of this split, and here's
Is
Ivan
Quadrant
again.
still in Rocket League?
Result
I don't
running
think they
right
are
No.
anymore.
Lovely touch too.
Because I remember they had a team
From
after
Toxic
Cash
as he
left
takes it the immediate
with
50,
Ixo and someone
but
else.
because Cash are a little bit later,
someone
the ball
else.
Was
then
it
goes
after
in his
that
favour,
that
can
left?
dunk it
And
round.
then, yeah.
Ivan there central.
Instantly.
And Braziz, amongst all of that, is sending players from Endpoint to the scrapyard. It's 2-0.
It is a brave
They
beginning
kinda
now
did
for
fall
Resolve.
apart
You
after
see
Cash
how
left.
close all three of their
Yeah,
players were to
because
that
they lost
goal
their
right
main
there. There
man.
was no fear
Yeah.
that the demo would be
I think
dodged.
got
They
like
could
a
lead to
second or third
counter-attack.
man or
Resolve
something,
looking
so they
to
lost
press the issue
like
from
their
the off
attacking
against
edge.
poor Endpoint. We've barely even had a chance to talk about them. These are players who
Yeah.
have a little bit of experience themselves, backed by the brilliant Andy the Mandy, the coach.
Yeah, seeing Endpoint as well. Everybody's going to know these players. Arju Matane, especially.
Bro.
Toxic, if you will remember, had one of
Imagine
the best
if
goals,
it's-
at the last set of open qualifiers
Oh,
that we have ever
Matane,
seen.
bro.
Getting that pinch from his own
Bro,
post as a
swap
save. All the way to the opposite end
Ivan
of the
for
pitch when he played for
Rezex
Top
and
Cougars.
you
Brilliant
have a
play
slightly
from
better
him.
team.
Unfortunately, though, that has not been repeating so far. Unable to get any goals in game number 1.
Yeah, so far it's looking like that may
I'm
be
such a
Endpoint's
massive
best way of
Rezex
scoring a
goal
goal,
like
'cause
that.
they're
Oh, that's just a
nowhere
good
near the
slot.
orange net
Yeah.
right now.
Right, Cash is on something right now.
The lowest scoring player on
Yep.
Resolve is so far.
From that angle?
1-3 now. I thought it was 2
On
now.
Endpoint is
Bro,
78
I'm
to
on-
78.
Yeah, I thought it was
on
2
Endpoint.
now. Wait, where was the
Cash
third
yet
goal?
again with a goal. That's 2 sunk for him. We've really not seen Endpoint work
It-
out in the orange half.
We on some good shit.
I'm sure they'll find their
Like,
way.
we on
Man,
that
he may well
weed
be
that
having some
Bro, we must be.
Dude,
So,
to their headsets, even at this
let it
early
go.
point, saying, "Calm
What-
down,
I mean,
lads,
Dude,
remember
what?
to focus
I
on
just said
whatever
blow
it might be,
instead of
because
bro.
This is the sort of game that can very
Yep.
quickly get away from you, but with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left,
Bro.
they can get themselves back
I
into this
don't
one.
know, man.
As they are rocking the beautiful Endpoint decal. Resolve of a good one as well, the green beauty. They're rocking on the other side, so some pretty cars in this one.
I love seeing any player at any given moment repping their team decal, and it's the new one coming through as well, with the sponsor on the side for Resolve. With Endpoint, as ever, their designs are just absolutely spectacular. But as we approach half-time, they need to get a couple of spectacular goals under their belt. Arj with an air dribble towards time.
Yeah,
It's
I
on
like
one.
the more
The
black
Cash can dive in
design.
now with
It
100
just looks
degrees,
so
little bit of
clean
magic
that
touch to the
Abstract
backboard. It's going
uses.
to be a tap down Toxic.
It's the
He's there
actual
first, and it's a
Endpoint
counter-attack
side,
flying
you know?
down the other
Oh,
side.
yeah, that one.
That's the kind of ideas
Yeah.
that you want to see coming through from Endpoint.
That he uses on his
Ivan
Fennec.
takes a touch here in the corner.
Yeah,
Arju's
that one
trying
was
to get away
nice.
for him, but
Yeah,
demo
I
I
got
actually
it
used
on
it on the
Dominus.
Octane
Braziers, who is
using
causing all sorts of problems.
Bucker's
So
mod,
Endpoint
and it
Sure.
doesn't look bad on the Octane either. Not as good,
Yeah,
but it
looks-
still doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Braziers seems to be at the
Certain
peak of that, the lowest scorer right now for Resolve. He's
decals
on
just
some
look so much
serious
better
work.
on the Fennec than they do the Octane.
Yeah, it's because the Fennec's more of a box,
Midfield battles
so
galore.
you can work with it
Not
more
had
on
any
the
goals
Fennec.
really coming through for a little while.
But sometimes the
that
shape of the
suits
octane just makes the
absolutely
decal
fine.
look so much
And it
better.
is Endpoint's worst nightmare. They need to
Nah,
get something
bro.
back in his fifth
Most
with Toxic.
it does.
Maintain
It really
and
does.
better on
Razia
the
to
Fennec.
save it away. Ivan now
There
up
are
high.
some
Archie
decals
Maybe because
where
I've
the
probably got
shape of
Fennec
the
bias, but yeah.
octane just makes it better.
Yeah, some of them, but
Toxic
not
very
all
low on
of them.
boost. Shot
And I
towards
mean,
target.
like,
Ivan
nearly
knows his
none of
wides
them.
can take his time up the sidewall.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Just trying to
Some
make
do,
things as
but
difficult as
like,
possible for
I
us.
don't know,
I'm a fan of
the original
Game
moist
number two. I would
esports
say is
decal
that
looks so
they've
much better on the
stemmed the
octane than it did the
flow.
Fennec.
It's not quite looking as
Yeah,
dominant
that's
as it was in the
true.
first minute or so of this game. Now Resolve having to do some defending, finding themselves on the backboard, being called into action. Arju is trying to do what
Ooh.
Razias was doing earlier on and causing all those bumps and demos to make things
Oh,
tough.
that's good
And it
play.
was
That is a good play.
Beautiful little itty bitty
Wow.
passing play.
Outstanding from them as well. Toxic sends it in the middle.
But it's
The
probably
Metain
too
shot
little.
on net. It's either or,
Too
and
late.
Toxic can snatch it away from Ivan.
I wouldn't call
Below
it.
the crossbar, only
One
2
goal
Nah.
every 30 seconds with 11 to
Suddenly
spare
seems
is not
very,
impossible.
Very doable. Let's see how this kickoff goes. Nothing particularly
Yeah.
fancy there, just a default one. But Arju is the recipient.
They have a long
Takes
way
some
to
boost as
climb,
well.
but
What can
it's
he do
still
with it?
possible
The first
there.
touch is blocked
No.
by Cash. The second so
Yeah,
as
but
well.
it's
Still
looking
manages
like
to
a
barge his way
temple of
through.
1,000
But Cash
steps.
somehow flings that ball to the side. To ask a question of Arju. Arju tries to fake it, but he's sent away. So Endpoint certainly cooking something.
Which
Toxic
I
now
did
up
at my
high, a
own home.
reset, takes it early, bumps
Oh,
away.
if you got
Cash
the
is in there
second
to
bump,
save
that
it
would have been
away.
perfect.
45
Yeah.
ticking down. Arju now going central. Ivan
Wait,
to
I'm
clear it
flight of
long
stairs.
and
There's like
wide.
15
Chance for
stairs or
Toxic to push
something.
this round, but with 0 boost.
So,
The question
so
is gonna
it's
be asked
like
of him, and he is not
to
going to
get
know
to
the
my
answer.
second
He does have Metain to
story.
his left. Is he able to find him? I'd say that touch was a little bit loose. A little bit
He
thoughtless.
theory.
At this time, you have to be precise.
You
You have
need
to make
to
every
both
hit
do
count,
those
and that's not
steps.
what's happened there.
Which
and it will
I
lead to
tried.
it. That was a big save from Arju.
And after
This one's
about
still by
200, I
goal.
just thought
Ivan, sorry,
wouldn't
just watches
be
Razias put it away.
absolutely
That will be
stuffed.
game, but Endpoint showed signs.
It's also
Very stopped.
very
That's a
aggressive
good
positioning
save from
Razias.
RG there.
If he gets beaten
I did
there, all
1/5,
three
and
players
that's all that
are on the
it
blue
should
side
be
of the pitch.
stuffed.
Yes, there's only 20 seconds left, but instead of a 4-1,
Fair
we could be
enough.
looking at a 3-2 and a very nervy 20 seconds
Anyway,
ticking
that's the
down.
story of how I did
It's
200
aggressive from
steps
Razias.
just
I personally
pointlessly.
don't like to see that amount
I
of
like that
aggression when
story.
you've got a 2-goal lead so
A pretty
late,
cool
but
story.
it's worked out this time.
Does seem
I
to be what they
did
are
200
focusing on
steps
right
up and
now.
downstairs.
Resolve. And it's worked to an absolute treat here in this first game. Looking like they're going to take it as the ball is landing. It's going to be
I mean,
at
to
least
be
4
fair,
goals
I
to
didn't
1.
count going down
Look at
either.
that, yeah, I mean, it was a brave performance from Resolve.
It was aggressive. It was early intention shown as well, showing that there's not going to be any space realistically for Endpoint to work their way out of their own half. And with Resolve taking gates
It's between France and another country.
I'm not sure you'll ever get consistency
Alright.
from Cash.
I'm
That is
not the
what
best
you
at
need from your
European
side.
geography.
Hey,
Please.
I can name
because he
30
sort of peaks
something
a
countries
9
out of the
10,
47,
he can drop to a
48
6 out of
countries
10.
there.
If you could always have him peaking at an 8.5 but only drop to an 8.3, is that a trade-off that you
I always
take?
tend to
I'm not
forget
sure I
San
would.
Marino
You
and the
want
Vatican, but I
ability
remember
from
now,
Cash
so I'm
to do
happy.
the unexpected.
I want Cash at an English major. Sorry, mate. I don't care
Actually
about him doing
remember
the
it.
six. I want to
That's
see him
cool.
have, that like an English football fan, like body paint with like the white and red flag on him on the stage.
Like Wayne Rooney.
Well, I want him to absolutely boot the ball after being told off by an admin and just see what happens.
Right, okay. Cash is apparently Stumpy Goblin's Wayne Rooney. Not quite sure why
Like
that is.
2000 oh gosh.
5'4"?
Wayne Rooney? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was on Football Game that we shouldn't mention, on the front cover of
Was
that.
it
But anyway,
2005 he did that goal? Was it closing towards...
Yeah, here he
No,
is.
because
Wayne
I don't
Rooney
think
himself
Ronaldo...
putting
Was
that one out
Ronaldo
wide,
in
not
that
quite
team at
booting
that
it top
time?
corner like Wayne Rooney did for the Reds.
What,
Mon the
2006?
Reds, mate. Mon the
Shot
Reds.
then? I don't know.
Here's Ivan with Cash to his left. Cash charging that one up. Endpoint will be happy that they haven't conceded in the first 30-odd seconds here, because I think they were 2 goals down by now, maybe even 3. So it's been a much more solid start from them. Metain up in the sky, pushes it out wide towards Razias. Razias just tries to barge Arju out of the way, but no one's really falling for those anymore. Those rotate out bumps. You've got to be a bit
Maybe
more
it was
creative
a
when you go to
2-1.
opponents.
Yes,
As
it
it's just
every
like a-
player knows to. Okay, they've done a pass in. I'm just going to either
Like
hide behind
a
the post a little bit. Great demo
display
from Ivan. He was not
error.
aiming for Metain whatsoever. But
I
I think
just
Arju
don't
just
know,
managed to
man.
sneak out the way and put Ivan in his place. Chances, though, for
Ooh,
Endpoint. decent
Oh,
shots
good.
coming
That
through,
should've
and
been-
definitely a different
Good
mantra.
save,
No,
but
it was
I
a
don't think it
save,
was going.
yeah.
Yeah, certainly
I don't know.
making
I
the,
don't think it was
statement for
going. Yeah.
themselves, not just trying
No,
to
it
get
was
the hold
zero,
out. I think
right?
that
I could
2 or 3
tell.
minutes
They
in the
hit
last
the
game
full
where they
car.
survived and didn't concede was really important for them.
Solid.
Allowing players like Arju, they're sort of more flair players, they're more aggressive first men, into the game a bit more. And here comes Toxic, the man you mentioned has scored perhaps the goal of the season.
Good dunks by
This
Ivan.
one's gonna
Yeah,
have to be
there it is.
near save from him. Not
Wow.
gonna happen. Here's Razias
Great
again.
stuff
It
there.
had to be perfect, and Ivan manages to beat one
Good
out
dunk,
with a
good
then
pass,
gets the
good
boost,
finish.
Then passes it central.
Yeah.
The entire time, Toxic can only watch from about 5 car lengths behind the ball, agonisingly close. But a tap in the other side for Resolve is going to be putting them ahead again.
Ooh.
And for all our sort of gentle
damn, I
praise
shut
of
down
Team
that
Endpoint
play
for how
for
they've
them.
started this second game, still yet to have a
Shut
shot
down
on the
everything.
Resolve net, which is not
Tried
ideal
to
from them.
say.
So
I feel like they had.
Yeah, but
I
it's better out that
the
for
amount of pressure they
Endpoint.
had, I kind of assumed that
Yeah.
something went on target, but yeah,
If
you're
not,
right. Like,
Resolve just
no,
maybe not had a
epic
free
goal.
net, but had a good breakthrough for a lot of
He's retaining the
pressure.
second shot. Was that a shot, Stumpy?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
A demo was needed.
I missed the Williams resolve and Breezy resolve.
He can generate a shot out of absolutely nothing. He does so again there, doesn't go in, but look
What
at all the
team
pressure
Breezy
he
on
needs to
now?
retain. He puts this one out wide.
He's
Still
on
no
his
shots for
own
Endpoint.
team, I think.
Just
He's
gonna
not
send
with
it
an
forward. Could
org.
be 2 here depending on
Yeah,
Razia's
that's
touch.
right.
Arju's up Razia's to the ceiling, and Arju does just about enough at least for now. Here he comes.
Okay, what
He's
the
done
hell
hard
was
work,
that?
but couldn't put the ball to the side.
That was a lot of
Razia's
bumps.
putting in all the legwork here. Gets one touch, then Arju bumps Toxic.
Oh,
Yeah.
bumped into his own teammate, and Matane wasn't ready for
By
it.
extension, bumping 2 players,
Yeah.
and Ivan
What do you-
can
I mean, what do
get
you-
pretty much
what are you meant to
another
do there,
tap in.
really?
It's the teammates from Resolve set each other up so
Where's the
consistently and so
Tane
effectively
from?
and
What type of
efficiently
name is
that
that?
when it comes down to the final
What do you
touch,
reckon it
it's
is?
near
Just
enough
by his
guaranteed because all
username.
the legwork's been put in about 10 seconds prior.
And mechanically,
Honestly,
Endpoint
I
still
couldn't
have
even
that
really
final
give you
touch
a
right
guess
now.
because I don't
Toxic just
know
now.
enough knowledge
He went
about
for a dodge, wanted
what
to
about other
himself
countries'
bounce off the wall
names and
follow
stuff.
the ball up, but he just hit the wall with the front of his
I
car,
don't
and it
really
didn't
know
quite work.
how to
These are
answer
key
that.
moments.
Maybe
Resolve
Spanish
are-
is one of
they're not
them.
falling for
That's
it.
the
They're not
most
thinking they've got something
outstanding
here and
one.
defending too deep. They are knowing when Endpoint don't have the ball under their control.
Doesn't sound Balkan,
Minute
that's for
45,
sure.
and with Resolve a 2-goal lead, Cash is on the push yet again. Can't quite flick it.
Ivan
aside.
sounds
Maybe not even-
German to me, but like
Yeah.
Ivan.
Exactly.
To the ceiling. Matane's not even up. Neither is Toxic. It gives Ivan free reign of the ball. He can get a double tap. No
Yeah,
one's there, but it
Matane
shows
definitely
there's
doesn't
not
sound
that much fight from the
Scandinavian
defensive
either.
endpoint.
Yeah, I want to see so much more from them now. They started
Do you know
pretty ugly. They've
Scandinavia?
got one shot at
Yeah,
least.
I know
They've got something
Scandinavia.
on the Resolve net.
Yeah, which
Right, this is
countries?
one forward again. They find themselves Endpoint a couple of
What's
goals
that?
down. Resolve
Do you know
looking
which countries
flawless
is-
so far.
make
In their performance,
Scandinavia?
remember, the winner of this
No, I do
series
not know,
gets
but I
to
know
tomorrow,
of Scandinavia.
makes the playoffs, is
Okay.
at least the top 8 after
Yeah,
this
so
fourth open
it's
qualifier.
a few
It's a
countries.
huge
You've
thing to
got
achieve.
Norway.
Outwards, here's Cash again. He's not going to miss
Actually,
that
I
one.
can't remember
There's
if it's
butterflies
Denmark's
coming
one
out
of them,
Good shot.
but it's
goal
Norway,
of the Blues as well as in their stomachs.
Sweden.
This final minute,
Finland.
it's 3 to the good yet
Ah.
again, and it's
Yeah,
Cash taking
no,
a
yeah,
pretty
and
simple
Denmark.
shot on
It's definitely
target. Matane
Denmark.
didn't have
Yeah,
any boost,
definitely
but
Denmark.
you'd expect
yeah.
some contact to be made, especially
Yeah,
considering how
for
close that ended up being to him.
Denmark, Norway,
No
Sweden,
chances,
Finland.
unfortunately, for Endpoint really operating whatsoever. And the routine,
So,
game
yeah.
at number 2 here,
You now have
is going to
Scandinavia.
pretty much leave Endpoint chasing their tails and hoping that they
Is
can
it just
get
like a treaty
single
or
game.
what is it exactly?
It's really not looking great for Team Endpoint right now.
I don't know why they called
Even when
that.
they have had flashes of pressure, you've not got the sense
'Cause
that
I don't think
Resolve
it's
have been
really a treaty,
struggling, and when
'cause-
Resolve do have the ball, they just have that edge.
Like Finland,
That's
I
the
think
thing,
had
yeah, it's like
shit
we're
going
seeing
on
the
in World War
ideas from Endpoint,
II.
we're seeing that
Norway
they are trying
stayed
to
out
go
of
for a
it.
couple of
Sweden
nice
stayed
plays,
out of it.
like that from Toxic. They're then being shut down either at the first point of play, where it doesn't even really begin to see what the idea is going to be,
Interesting.
or that final point of play.
I
Like
don't
there,
know.
again, Cash just gets completely in the way of the ball, throws off Arju. Yeah, Matane can get a touch, but where's it going to be going after that? It's tipped into the corner, and then finally, Ivan gets to it. There's not that final touch, press, whatever you want to call it, that comes
Well,
through from any of Endpoint's
Resolve
plays.
just looks
The
like
result,
the
they
team
are
that's going to
shutting
take it
everything
all
down
today.
masterfully at every turn.
Yeah.
To the ground it goes. Resolve Yet another
Oh,
game now. Resolve
where's
out of these
that?
two are the only ones that earn it.
Too far.
What I would say
At
as
my
well
other
is that while
place,
we have been questioning Endpoint and the way they're
got shit
approaching
to
the
do.
series,
I've got
I mean,
shit to
not the
do.
theory going into it, but
Fair
you know, where
enough.
they're at now, that will
What
help.
just
An
happened?
early goal will certainly settle the nerves. I was going to say Resolve. What they've been doing well is continuing to be aggressive, but also balancing it well. They're not overcommitting. Apparently, as effective as they hoped it would be.
Yikes.
He's read it.
Overall, I would say they've struck the perfect
Yeah,
chord.
and Cash also turned to the other side, expecting the shot
There's
to
a
go
chance. With 1 second
wide.
gone, you're starting
Yeah.
the game
Expecting the
with
challenge,
a
so
+1 handicap.
that read was
It's the
crucial
perfect
to
start
that
that you can
there.
absolutely hope for. Toxic bumping
Yeah.
Cash away from that one. It's central. Retain to shoot actually goes into the corner with a reset as well. Mechanically, an incredibly gifted player that hasn't been able to show it so far in this series.
So gets that one down. A 2-goal lead would be massive for Endpoint, but not quite to be on that occasion. The attack just ran out of fire. He's going to bounce into the center as he is approaching it.
Did you
More
see the
good
guy
pace from
sniffing
Resolve.
their ass, man?
Endpoint
It's
there,
so close
chasing
to
shadows
different.
right now. It's looking like it could be a good chance for
yeah.
Resolve until Arju nips in there, absolutely boostless. Just to send the ball
Literally
back. Is the
POV
follow-up coming
of
quickly?
us trying to get demo
Retains the corner.
chase.
Ivan's already
In
there
heat
for it.
seeker.
Toxic has to win this one against Ivan and
Yeah.
does. Endpoint certainly seems to have upped the pace.
I think pace absolutely is what they need to. A lot of the times being very patient with the ball, taking it slower, technically making it maybe a little bit more awkward for Resolve, but that also means that they can then bring a player back. A great dunk from Toxic. Good speed on him, and Cash bodying Ivan out the way to try and get
I've
up
seen a couple of moments like that from Resolve so far this game, where there've been a double commit or a fake that's not been read, and just for the first time in this series, Resolve are starting to look like they're feeling the pressure a little bit, maybe starting to believe they are going to win this one, starting to see themselves, their names up in lights tomorrow, signing on their computers in order to, you know, play in these playoffs. And that adds its own little, you know, spark of difficulty.
And Cole, what's the
I'm
term
interested
for
to
that
see what the playoffs are going to be.
Winners tilt, my friend. They're getting
Yeah.
winners tilt.
Yeah. When you think I'm going to win, and so therefore you change how you're playing. So that you think, oh gosh, now I need to play
Second
differently,
game's
or
over.
you're just
I'm turning it
worried.
off. I don't want to see the
In
bracket. Leave that
a
as
little
surprise for
headlock
tomorrow.
with
Fair
Raziz
enough.
is unable to actually complete it very long as Raziz
I can finally go fuck off.
As he is here, takes
Yeah.
one touch upwards. Resolve find themselves behind.
Bro,
I would
I've been
still
trying
say
to
they
limit
have
how
general
much I
control of
swear,
this
so
game.
I
Bear in mind
purposely
that
let that
the
one
goal they
go.
conceded was 1 second in from the kick.
I don't know if you
Just
realise
round the
how
corner,
much
he
I've
will
stopped
be in
swearing,
the
but yeah.
nightmares of Endpoint, the way
Yeah.
things are going right now.
I appreciate that.
Push that one up to the ceiling. Raziz is all the way back. Happy
Bro,
to
I
Resolve
had
not
some
charging
terrible
forwards too
friends that I
much.
got
Although what I would
away
say
from,
something is
but
Raziz
yeah,
has
they
definitely
swore
slowed down
so
a little bit.
much.
He's seemingly toned down the
Rubbed
aggression
off
a
a bit.
tad.
I mean, if he's not in positions
Don't
to
worry,
be
so
aggressive,
did I.
then so be it. But again, Cole, you know, you mentioned earlier
Yeah.
about the double commits coming through from Resolve. Again, we see it. Cash and Ivan both committing to the same ball when realistically you send one, wait for the 50. That's what we saw Gentlemates do so well.
Oh.
Is then when the 50 comes through,
Mm.
you can then allude it back to your teammate. Then they've got a much
Uh-huh.
easier shot. We're right now seeing both players
That
trying
was,
to go for the
it's
initial.
starting to
50.
get a little sloppy now
They
from
were so close there
Resolve.
to teeing off.
Still,
Oh, wow.
Getting on the
it's still
end
in a
of
decent,
some brilliant cash
you
work,
know,
but couldn't quite
spot,
connect with
but
it.
What
it's
a
like,
50 by
Sends it forward
Arju.
towards Toxic.
Yeah.
Arju's
Got that
just
double.
waiting. I want to see a bit more from Team Endpoint. They're waiting to see what Resolve are going to do with the ball instead of trying to force them
Is
left and force
Toxic
them right.
English?
Chance to
Oh,
instead.
Cash!
Does not fancy getting a touch on any player. Instead, he's only
Toxic,
got
I
eyes for the
don't-
ball. Sends it high.
If I'm being honest, I don't know.
And then
I
tip
don't
it
know
over
a
the nose
lot
of
of
the man.
players where
He
they're
rolled
actually
the
from.
crossbar. Toxic does what he can,
What
but
a
it is
shot that
absolutely
is.
not enough.
I do know where
But
Cash
just
is
look at
from
the
though.
difference between
He's
Resolve
from
right now
England.
and Team
Yes, he
Endpoint.
is.
Team Endpoint, they had a forward play, they had an attack, and they were just waiting for the ball to
Fun
come back
fact
at
that you
them.
probably
Then they
didn't
were gonna
know,
decide how to approach it.
Cash
Resolve
and
get the ball.
Joyo
They had a
are
player in front, player
real
in the
life
way.
friends
They
because
had
they lived around the
the
corner from each
the
other.
opportunism to try and find him from the pass.
I think I
and they had
might
the
have heard something
bravery
like
to
that from the
commit to the
classes,
attack.
but
I like
I
seeing
don't
the
know.
amount of pressure that
Yeah.
has been
I
built
don't
so
think
far
I
from
did
Endpoint.
that.
I'm just not liking seeing the final result of what that is all of the time. But you're right. Every now and then they'll just fall into that trap of just waiting for the ball to
if I
come
did,
to them. Toxic there,
I
intelligently
probably
waiting.
wasn't paying attention.
Does not let,
Because I probably
himself
remembered
dive
something like
before
that.
one. Raziz
If I did hear it.
can't quite get it past Toxic. Arju to shoot. Ivan corner bound with 50
Thank
boost.
God Ivan
That's
was
a
back
Toxic's
there
touch,
because
but
it was
Toxic with
basically a
nothing.
free net
Ivan
otherwise.
again to the backboard. Metain is going
Yeah.
to be there, chasing the ball down.
Ivan in the
Ivan great there,
Fennec?
by the way,
What?
not to just send that
He
ball
used to
down,
be
what's been so
Octane.
easy.
Jobless just
Slamming it
3-0
down,
Team
have an
3.
Endpoint player waiting there, and we know that is what they are doing.
Alright.
Waiting for Resolve's
Who's in
touches,
Team
so
3
it's really
again?
careful. He got the
No,
scoop underneath
don't know.
that one to send it off to safety.
Yeah,
Raziz with the reset can get one and
that's
a
my
second.
point.
Actually lures two players from Endpoint to try and challenge that one. Toxic with the crossbar. Cash has to get a touch, does so.
But they're a team that's done pretty
side.
well in the
The
past,
second touches
so
aren't quite coming in. Reziers and Ivan
whoever's
now
on the
challenging
team,
it
they're
to
not bad.
Demo. Toxic had a chance. Matane had another
Oh.
chance.
Oh.
And Ivan,
Oh.
he gets the final touch into his own net. He just couldn't help
What?
but get a touch on it. I think they would have got away with this
What
one. Ivan, he
the
had to.
fuck?
I know he didn't. It was Archie. Okay. I
What
also
was
thought
that?
Ivan used his reset to then backflip.
I thought he did. From my angle,
yeah,
I don't know
I
about
agree.
what the audience saw, but from our angle, it looked just like that. So if we just look silly, you know, blame the camera angles.
I also thought that he had that angle and then just thought, well, I've got a reset, so I'm going to use it. But no, instead it was actually tapped in by Arju, I think it was in the end.
So well done, Arju, for continuing the
Well done,
attack. And
Thompson.
suddenly,
Looks like
Endpoint
we're
are
going to
alive.
game
Love it.
4.
Aggression coming through. Not waiting for anything anymore. Destiny is in their hands. Matane flumping his way onto that ball. Toxic can send it home. 30 seconds left. Resolve find themselves chasing by 2.
Are Endpoint able to turn this one into at least 4 games? I'll be more than grateful to see this one out with no more
Oh,
goals. But
God.
that won't help unless it was tactical. Perhaps Arju knew Matane was coming in. These guys have been playing together for such a long time. That was just the backboard. Cash has to make something happen now. I don't think he'll be able to.
I got a
especially
cramp
as it's
from
faked
my
out by Arju.
upper
Endpoint
thigh.
sprinting away to
Ow.
the finish line in this game right now.
No, it's
The hard
lower
work is
thigh.
only just starting.
Oh,
Even if
no,
they
it's in the
take
right
it,
in the
they still
middle.
need a couple
Perhaps
more.
it's
Oh, near
hurt
the
anyway,
tendon.
it doesn't
Endpoint,
matter.
I am
Oh,
very
it's near
impressed
the
with how they
tendon.
attacked the final minute and a half of this
Oh,
game.
that is
Because
not
finally,
good.
They weren't just waiting.
That's
Oh.
Putting forward their aggression. They were making.
Wow.
Wow.
Go. Casting 2 streams at once. You are in.
No, I just said watching.
I see. I just don't
know
get
if you
lulled
do.
into casting that one. that'd be bad. And Joyo, what a goal!
Here with Endpoint, they need to make sure that they can continue the form that they had in that game number 3. Make sure that it wasn't just a flash in the pan, because Resolve are going to come out swinging. They have got performance coaches, mental coaches, whatever, up the wazoo. They are going to make sure that that is not going to continue, and Endpoint, they need to fight against that force.
They've stepped back up the pace again. Resolve, they are looking to demo Endpoint into oblivion, which was so effective. They seem to have...
I swear, if
taken their foot off the
Resolve
gas
managed to get
somewhat
reverse
last game,
swept
but they
here,
are being countered
swear to
currently.
God.
Reziers is more than grateful just to have that ball land in his car and flick it away.
Going to kill me.
Anywhere will do from that point.
Everything.
Charging into this one, Cash an awkward touch. Ivan there
And
has
then
to do the same
myself.
as send it back towards Cash. It sort of worked out for them, but I don't think how they anticipated it. Not what you train on the training ground of all the drills, defending.
It's just so off the agenda.
Oxygen have just won. It's 3-1 to them. Oxygen are in the quarterfinals after a goal from Archie, assisted by Oski. So now this is the final game to decide our 8th team to qualify into the playoffs.
Huh, sounds about
I'll tell
right.
you what, we have picked the feature match as well today. I'm pretty sure that all except one have been the final finish. So good job, whoever's in charge of that.
We've done well. We've done very well.
Speaking of doing well, here's Cash, who's had a good series so far. He tees up Ivan, who's not quite got the pace to get that one over the top. Reziers onto the backboard. Huge clearance from Matane. This one might be going all the way in, even with the little nudge from Toxic. Endpoint complete their counter.
Oh,
Such a good touch from Matane. Like, perfectly.
I mean, that was a
Guys.
good. That was a good
Just
play,
enough
but like, why is
to get
Toxic so
back
far
to
up
it.
already?
With more than enough boost, it's not going to be a problem.
Understand.
Minute and a half gone. Resolve are going to be chasing yet again.
Well, maybe you have to
Endpoint
undersit.
with the exact play style that they wanted. That was pretty perfect from them. Just sit back,
I can
wait for
feel
the
Oh
team
my
to,
God.
do their thing. And then they've done it again, Stumpy.
Oh,
You see
brother.
as well, just popped up, confirming what I said. 3-1 in favour
I'm
of
not
Oxygen, but the second
that
goal
kind
for
of. I
Endpoint.
could
It's
feel.
again Matane setting it up, making
just
sure
like
that
stare at
wherever he's
his
putting his
face.
ball, especially for his
I'm
like,
feeling a
2 out of
game
the 5 touches that he's
5.
made, they have been goal-scoring opportunities.
No.
Brilliant play from him.
No.
Resolve, what can they
Please
return
let
with?
me
I
sleep.
mean, that's what I've been wondering myself. I can't quite put
Let
my
me
finger
sleep,
on
eh?
Well, tell Resolve that you want to go to bed because this shit ain't looking
Let
good.
change that I requested after
Bro,
game
let
2.
me
It's
eat.
Something very
Let me go to bed,
minute. It's
Resolve.
the minutiae of the
Following up.
series.
I just
Come
think they're
on.
following up now. I think before they got a little bit scared, a little bit spooked from when Resolve were really close behind a lot of the balls. This time they're actually making sure that, okay, we have an opportunity to close the gap here. We have an opportunity to keep the aggression
Williams
going.
Resolve.
We now don't
You
need to
listen
just
to
wait
me
for
and you
whatever touch is
listen
gonna be coming
good.
in
If you
next.
lose
We
this
can
game,
be that
I'm
next touch. We
going
can be that pushing
for
force.
Endpoint
The
to win
problem with
this.
that, you need to
And
be
then
on the
I will
exact same
laugh at
page as
you
your
before
teammates,
going
'cause
to
if you're
bed.
both trying to react within the bottom of a second, then it becomes so much harder to actually
Oh
stay
God, well,
coordinated and make sure you're not
you're gonna be laughing at them if it's shot attempt like that.
New trick.
Yeah.
A double commit on a play that it was literally not even possible to shoot from unless, you know,
the entirety of this game,
the entire defense got Thanos snapped out of existence.
As well, 7 for Endpoint now to the 3 of Resolve. It's a great play from them. This is their game plan working in full effect. Cash has his own game plan though. Once to get underneath this ball does. Retain reads it well, sends it sideways. Razias has to get this ball.
He had about 10, 5 more boosts.
To keep it at 2-0.
Razias though doing exactly what you said about earlier, Cole, where he
Reminds me of the bump I did in casuals. Was it you that scored it or Ruby? I think it might have been Ruby that scored it.
Doesn't actually use his second
Believe
jump, or at
it or
least
not.
not for a flick, just tries to get closer to it. Arju now, touch off the ceiling, another touch.
No, it was definitely Ruby.
And look, we've not seen too much pressure coming through from either side after those first 2 goals have been scored, and that is going to suit Endpoint absolutely fine.
We've had these nearly chances from Resolve, and I think that's
Ooh, I have
just seems to have taken the sting out of
Rocket
this game
League
so far.
idea.
Resolve are going to have to generate another
video.
attack. We're going to have to start it from scratch because
I don't know if you know this, but Left did a video where he put Danny, his editor, and Champ at the time. I think he's close to DC now, but in SSL lobbies, we should like do a video putting a plat 3 in Champ lobbies in 3s. That's something similar. That's like a future video.
Yeah.
Dunks again, tries to go for another bump. This has been completely toxic.
Behind the scenes of
The
how
last
we
30 seconds,
do our
Cash trying to get a
generation.
reset. Doesn't really do too much from it, and the masterful play from Endpoint to bring this to a potential 5. The turnaround has been sublime.
What I'd say as well is that Cash keeps going for these solo plays, and Endpoint is sitting so deep. It's incredibly difficult to get past 2 or 3 players when they're on their own goal line, and they have the read, and they have full boost, and your team are trying to follow you up, but there's just too much distance for them to cover because you're the first man. It's really difficult right now for Resolve. The game plan for them has stopped working. That's better though.
Much
When
better.
Cash combines, suddenly things are
Okay.
effective.
Cash alleviates the ball, faking
It's
out
still
the solo
possible.
play, boost, sends it past.
That's a
2,
good
but
pass
teams
from
reach
Cash.
for it. RG has to get back with 0 boost, cannot make the touch. And that's what I was saying earlier. You can send 1 player to the ball, you cannot afford to send 2, especially when Cash thinks, I send it to a teammate, we're going to do better out of it. Finally, Resolve fighting back.
Endpoint have 20 seconds left to hold. Are they
Yeah,
able to
but
do
is it
so?
too little too
Retaining
late?
in that touch will help
And
with
by the looks of it, it
Probably.
is.
But Toxic is too pacey. Arju has a
Oh,
chance to get it.
yikes.
And he does. And
Yeah.
we are heading to the
Game
fifth.
5, baby.
Game 5 at the start of this series, I would have called you.
You asked for this.
Buffoon. I would have said.
I didn't ask for it. I'm
Yeah,
just
you
saying.
asked for sloppy gameplay with good goals and bad goals going the distance. That's what you said at the beginning of the series.
It's going to be a huge
I take
defining
everything
moment, and
back,
that
I just want
kickoff is a
sloppy.
great start for Resolve.
They can define this whole split. What Resolve and what Endpoint do here? Are they going to see
Stop
themselves
what I
breaking
said,
in, you know,
okay?
Well, you got what
Stop
you originally wanted.
top 6, just stepping up the Rocket League Esports totem pole to do 60 odd seconds to talk things through themselves.
The
and perhaps they
legendary
won't make the
Costa
same mistakes
curse
that they have
has
been
now
making.
gone on
So if
to the one and
Endpoint
only
maintains
fan
their playstyle and try and attack it,
of
will
Jimmy
Resolve
D.
have an answer?
The aggression
It's
has
about
definitely
to
been the key in this series so far.
absolutely
Endpoint will
ground
not want
Endpoint
to have
after
that
they
key
just came
changed
back.
nor duplicated. Starts off with the aggression that Endpoint really managed to gather in game number 4 in this 5th one. Attained towards the right-hand side. Ivan and Cash waiting patiently on the floor. A touchdown actually confuses 2 players, 1 from each side. Ivan can't get the bump. Cash can't get the goal. Toxic stays firm.
That whole chance, though, comes from Retain. Instead of charging the ball down immediately, letting, I think it was Cash, have a couple of touches and then closing him down. It's a stylistic choice. It's not good, it's not bad, but it's something Endpoint have been doing this whole time, letting Resolve have clean touches and defending them a little bit deeper. When it doesn't work, suddenly Resolve will through.
It's a good demo as well. Toxic removing a player right from the back of the pitch. Just to make sure they're a little bit worried. Raziz missing that one. Now a 0 boost. He has to chase it back on pads. Toxic again demoing. Nobody in Resolve's backline is going to be safe from that, man.
Raziz has to do some good work here, and he does. He might even charge this one down against Metain too.
Good.
Combining with Ivan, here comes Cash.
Oh my god, it's in.
He takes it. All 3 Resolve players involved. They get their lead.
Good shot, to be fair.
Look at
And a good
Cash's camera.
52 from
Before,
Raziz,
like
and a
2
good bump
weeks
from
last
Ivan.
season,
Yeah, that was just
he
a good
scores
team
like
play.
that in a very important
Fuck
moment.
you,
Do you know how
Williams.
loud he's getting? I think you can
Yeah.
pick it up on my mic.
Literally,
even if he was
RG
up in
Williams,
Sheffield
always going to
2
game
hours away,
5.
right?
Sure.
You could hear it. He It's karma. He is much
With
more
the team they
composed.
could
Has
be.
that worked so far in this series? Not perfectly, but it shows that there is a different side to him that he's making sure comes out.
It's even funnier because this is potential reverse sweep.
Maturity, and in game 5s, it will
I
become
know.
paramount. If his team are to go
Not
on
even
to
just a
win,
proper
they've
game
got
5.
goals in them. They have to stick to the script unless they decide to, as I was saying earlier, twist and completely change things. He's certainly got the potential to go 1v3 against
Did I say
himself
script?
players,
The
but
game's
not much more for the
scripted,
moment. So he
everyone.
has to do some
This
defensive
could have
Oh,
literally been a sweep. That sounds like stupid this is. Oh my god, and that's just a free goal for Ivan.
Oh,
Where's
fuck.
the defense? Genuinely, where did it go? 2 players committed in the corner and the last was that close.
I told you I passed the curse.
Wow. It's not even that, they just fell apart there. They just had no defense, they just all pushed up for some reason.
To be chased by Endpoint.
This game they're
Problem with
falling
the way
apart.
Endpoint
That is
play
true.
is, do they have it in them to force the issue? Now they have to at the end of this mountain of a series, of a long day as well. Bear in mind, this is Series 5, Game 5 in a Swiss. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And they've been playing Rocket League for 4 or 5 hours at this point, okay? It's tough. And they've got to get these 2 goals, and they have to force it.
And so far, we've only seen them win games, I believe, when they have been in the lead the entire time. They've not had to fight back from a loss to actually make sure, or rather from a losing position, to actually win that individual game. And we approach half-time, and it's pure pressure from Resolve, making sure that Endpoint do not have a second to think.
Zane's going to wait underneath this one. Arju comes in ahead of him. Razia's look at him, just staring down the eyes of Arju. The Italian gets it past all of them. Toxic is hoping Ivan's going to miss this one. Don't think that was ever going to happen, but I appreciate the gamble. As Cash jinks it past Metane, Arju was reading that one well. And Arju does clean up. Can Toxic step up? Which player from Endpoint will be the one to get them back in this game?
More pressure, though. Resolve.
I mean, there's not much really to say, it's just
They
kind of
continue on.
stale.
Central with it. Now Ivan shies away.
Ah, just as I say that, Cash just with a boomer.
From Ivan here.
Metane
Absolutely
kind of sounds
paramount to the
Italian.
success.
And look at Cash turning around as well. Yeah, you're right. The comms were good. Even after
Bloody
all these
Cash.
hours, Cash
Bro,
was able to
I
pull down his
literally
teammate. And that's the
predicted
added
bloody
composure
everything.
we've been talking about from Cash. If he had that corner, would he just charge a season or so ago?
2 minutes now. 3 goals is the
Why?
lead that stands for Resolve. Endpoint.
There's still plenty of time
What
for
they can bring
Endpoint,
forward
don't
that
you
they
worry.
Actually chase.
No.
And also I saw in the previous goal
I don't
when they
see it.
scored, somebody in the background, I believe the videographer, whoever that is for Resolve, did a proper.
Well, I guess
fist
Resolve
bump.
will
He was
just get to laugh at you.
So excited! This is a whole team effort.
That's what the RLCS does to you. It gets you involved one
Why
way or the
couldn't
other. Even
you
if you don't know your Rocket League
afford
coming
it?
into it, you find yourself a fan pretty much immediately when you're watching online or when you're at an event. It's the real beautiful game is Rocket League. And Resolve are making it look as such as Razias tries to get it over the top of Metane and Arju. Ivan slows things down. Now Resolve can do that. Now it's Endpoint that have to up the pace. Now it's Toxic that has to get another one of his famous pinches towards the orange net. But look how deep Resolve are defending now, Stumpy. Perfect game management.
Razias
Uh-oh.
taps it round in the second and then just wastes a little bit of time. Grabs boost, he's going to be burning this too. Fakes out another, has the reset.
Oh
Has
my
the
God.
In front of him, Ivan can chip it round too as
Oh my god!
Was complete disrespect for 20 seconds on your screens, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a
That would have
class save
been
there
nasty
from
if that
Metane, but
first
was
shot
offline.
went in by
Ivan had
Razias
the
after that bump.
composure, he had the time
That was a
to
good
do
save
the
though, because it was a
old-school double tap,
complete
send
blind
it into the
save,
corner,
but
and
yeah.
send Resolve
Oh, 2 of
almost
those,
certainly
actually.
into tomorrow's playoffs.
Didn't matter in the end because
It's gonna
Ivan was
be a
just there for
near
the
enough
finish.
certainty. 4-0.
And finish
Even
he
with
did.
2 minutes left, you're looking at like a 99% win rate for the team that's got 4. Arju's
Oh
my
his best to
God.
try
He
and
did.
loosen
It wasn't
down to
even on
3.
target, just
But
gonna
the
hit the
bounce back from
crossbar.
Endpoint was
Jesus.
incredible. We said that Resolve had winners till originally. Maybe. They
Oh,
then lost 2 games in
Williams,
a row
why
after
couldn't you
Endpoint
have
really
ended
found their
it
way
in
back
game
into it. I
4?
don't know how much that was winners
Or
till, how much
3.
that came down to Endpoint changing how they were
Nah,
playing.
just
But then
4.
it turned round, back
Would have been
the other
fine.
way, and Resolve. Cole, what a magnificent mental they have shown for us in round 5.
Yeah, Razias
I mean, I
impressive
was
for the
right in the
entire
end. It's
series.
going to
He
be
has been the
sloppy,
bully,
there's going to be some good
standing
goals,
on
there's going to be
against
some
Team
bad
Endpoint,
goals,
making
and
them
it's going to
squirm,
go the
sending them back to their
distance.
own half. Whenever they
You
felt
said
they were
it.
gonna have their own way,
Yeah,
it's
you
the
were
bigger giant
right.
that stepped up against them. And now this is nothing more
And
than
then
Just
I
wish you
did
were
it.
wrong.
He tries to get himself a little
Exactly.
psycho. We saw Zen fail one of those earlier, but it's not gonna matter.
I
That's
just-
a, yeah, that's it.